Hi and welcome to the video tutorial for our zebra's mane. Here is our full-size zebra and you can see his absolutely gorgeous mane to show you what it looks like, and I'm going to show you how to attach the mane using the baby zebra. The large zebra is exactly the same, except for this we actually use 3 strands at a time. For the baby zebra, we're going to be using 2 strands at a time, but the technique is exactly the same. So here's our baby zebra. He's looking a little bit bald. Say hello. And what we've done to prepare is cut strands of the wool around 15 centimetres long, and we're going to be attaching them in 2 strands at a time. But so if you are making the large giraffe exactly the same, just attach 3 at a time. So we're going to start at the front. So we're going to aim for the middle of the head, and we start backward and put our hook through this way. So what we're going to do is find the centre. I'm going for the line of white just across here, so I'll put that through the loop, and then I'm going to grab 2 of our 15 centimetre strands. See if we can zoom in a little bit here to make it easier. There we are. So that's 2 strands. I'm going to lie them over the hook approximately in the middle, and then we're going to grab them with the hook and we're going to pull them through the stitch on the zebra. I'll pull them about halfway through, and now what we're going to do is put all of those ends through the loop. So we're going to pop them all through there, make sure you get all of them, and then gently pull. The reason we do it from back to front is because then this section is at the front. If you prefer it the other way around, like so, then you could do it from front to back, but personally I think this way looks nicer. So there's our first one. How easy was that? So the colour scheme we're going to do, but feel free to change it to whatever you like, is we're going to do dark grey at the front, then white, then silver, then white, then dark grey, then white, then silver. So we're just going to alternate them. But you could even mix up the strands, do a different colourway if you prefer, whatever you'd like. So our next one, we're going to pop that forward, and then we're going to go to our next stitch. We're going to do it about a round at a time. So you're doing about 1 round for each attachment. So we're going to go white next, again over in the middle, pull it through. So we have a loop, and then pop all 4 strands through there, and then pull to secure. And that's it. We're just going to work along the back of the head, doing approximately 1 lot of mane attached to each round roughly. If you'd like to put more in or less in, obviously it's great when when people do it their own way. So we'll pop that through again. So we're going silver. In effect, we're alternating the dark grey and the silver, but we're using the white in between each layer. So now we're going to do the white, and it's up to you how many you add. So if we do 1 per round, we'll see how many we get. So pop those through. Hold it tight. It's quite important you get them roughly in the middle, because otherwise you might end up with short strands and long strands. So we're going to go dark grey with our next one. But so if you're doing the large giraffe, it's exactly the same, but just remember to do 3 strands on each of the hooks, and just be really careful that you manage to pull them all through. So there's our loops. Just hold that up, and then we're going to pop all of those 4 strands through both of the loops. There we go, pull them all through, and then pull like so. And then we're just going to keep working until we get to the back of the neck. That's where we're going to stop. So we'll do our next one. Some are a little bit more tricky if the stitches are a bit tighter to get them through. all 4 strands through. Pull it tight. So you can see we haven't got a real lot left now. So we have 2 silver next. And just keep going using as many as you need. Whoops. So pop them over. Try and keep them in the middle so to make sure you don't end up with lots of short strands and lots of long strands. And then we're right at the bottom. Well, that was a good estimate. It never normally works out that well. It's a bit awkward right at the back of the neck, so I'm doing it slightly sideways, but that's just so we can get it through. But just be wary as you're going down to try and keep them in a straight line so we don't end up with a wonky mane down one side of his head. So go roughly down the centre. And our hair looks a bit messy now, doesn't it? So once you've done all of that, then we're going to use a pair of scissors to trim the mane. You can go as long as you want, long or short as you want, but just try and keep them roughly the same length. So, oh, the scissors are falling apart. The handles have come off, not to worry. Right, so we're going to pull them all straight before we do it. And then I'm going to cut them all together, maybe a little bit rounded. Like so. That's quite a long mane, isn't it? I think we'll go a bit shorter, but it's best to go a little bit longer to start with because you can take more off but you can't add it back on. So go a little bit longer to start and then you can trim down and then just pull them out and try and get them all nice and level. Okay, so you can see they're all looking nice and level. Look at that, doesn't he look handsome? So there we have it. There's his mane all the way down the back. I think he looks very handsome. I'll just tidy that up a little bit. You could really do with a bin next to you while you're chopping those. So there he is, all finished. So I hope you found the video helpful. And as you can see with our larger giraffe, we've done exactly the same, but with 3 strands and gone all the way to the back of the neck. And there we have it. Look at those beauties. And that's our tutorial for the zebra's mane.